हेल्थ और टेस्ट की लड़ाई में अब आप रहिए 2 कदम आगे विद फिलिप्स एयर फ्रायर। इसकी ट्विन टर्बो स्टार टेक्नोलॉजी कुक्स विद अप टू 90% लेस फैट। देयर इज ऑलवेज अ वे टू मेक लाइफ बेटर। इनोवेशन एंड यू, फिलिप्स।
Okay guys, start like fast. I need to give you this brief. So he's gonna be talking about the outro to Porkini and the intro to Akshay Nayyar. He's also gonna give you a small bit about the fundraiser, thanking all of the donors. And where is Kiran? Have you guys seen him?
Shouldn't you know? I'm here. What's up?
Where did you go?
What are we talking about today?
What is that?
The indulgence box from Smooth, right? Okay, so are we rolling? Are we rolling? Yes. Okay, so
Are we rolling? Why did you guys tell me?
outro to Kini and
Intro to Akshay Nayyar.
okay. So thank you guys. We just had a beautiful masterclass from Kini and. What is it called? Okonomiyaki. That's what I got. I got it right. It is delicious. It looked amazing. And thank you so much for each one of you all who've been contributing. I see a lot of people sending us messages, love. Keep the love coming in. This is all about love. If you can, the whole idea of World on a Plate is to give. If you read this message, we started off the campaign of the World Hunger Warrior with this. If you can feed one person, if you cannot feed 100 people, you can feed one person, and that is the beauty of charity. And go to the link, keep donating, because we want to feed a lot of people with the World Hunger Warriors. I have something special. I went, I think when Priyanka had taken over the scene.
I did not take over the scene.
She did?
I did not know we were rolling.
Alright, so we have the indulgence box here from Small. It's really yummy. I'll just show you guys this. And if I can get a spoon, I'm gonna taste it and tell you guys how yummy is it. It's available on Swiggy, right? These beautiful looking cakes. Wanna taste it? Wow. Sorry. Look at this. Everything is curated for World on a Plate. Available on Swiggy. Go order them. I'm gonna see you quickly on the other side. Before that, my dear friend Akshay Nayyar, who's gonna do the next masterclass. the first time Akshay and me met was very unique. The first World on a Plate which happened, he was running a restaurant called Kopper Kadai, and my restaurant team was really furious about someone who was asking for too much. He was the chef from Dubai, Indian chef from Dubai, and then of course he had a lot of demands, but when I met him I realized why he was demanding so much, because he's such a big chef and he runs a show called Foodshala in Dubai, mentored by Sanjeev Kapoor himself. Amazing guy, one of the top Indian chefs. He's gonna do this next masterclass. Go cook along with him. Feed your family, feed your friends, feed the most needy through the World Hunger Warriors. See you on the other side. I thought you just ate something.
Alright, so this is Chef Akshay Nayyar and you all are here finally after a little wait with me. And yeah, what's happening today? I'm going to do a masterclass for all of you, of course. Being a chef, that's the best thing I can do for you. And cook some delicious food, something which is actually quite delicious, something which is actually quite, quick. But before we move on to the main part, I would like to tell you something. As we all know these days, we all are struggling. We all are actually, going through the phase where we all are feeling low, because of this COVID-19 lockdown in various cities. People are stranded. They are migrant laborers. There are people who are actually not able to, visit their family, their friends. They are actually waiting for their treatment. And in fact, they are not able to even visit hospitals. So I understand the situation is quite stressful, and understand what a person would be feeling at this moment who doesn't have resources to even afford 2 chapatis a day. Have you ever thought of this? Yes? It really pains. Because these are the people, forget about, going out to a restaurant, or forget about, missing their yoga classes, or forget about, missing about the swimming courses that we had, because these are all luxuries which we can afford. But imagine, think the mindset of that person who's not even able to afford 2 breads or a bowl of rice a day. By the way, you all know, India was already, I would say, on number 100 rank when it comes to the global hunger index, and now the situation is actually getting even worse with all these things. People are not able to find the right resources. There are camps, people supporting, giving a lot of ration or other things, but the problem is so big, the problem is so large, it has to be done for so many people that I think some people alone cannot do it. And that's exactly the reason for today's masterclass. I'm actually privileged to be a part of this masterclass, which is hosted by World on a Plate, as a part of the program that they're running, which is called the World Hunger Warriors. So as you all know, World Hunger Warriors, we are here to make sure that there's nobody who dies out of hunger. We are actually here to make sure that there's no one who dies out of hunger. We are actually here to support these people, the futuristic people, the people who could be tomorrow's celebrities, the people who could be tomorrow's engineers, scientists. What if these children don't get food? What if these young people don't get food? Imagine. And that's the reason World Food Warriors was formed, and I think I must congratulate the founder of World on a Plate, Kiran Sohns, about this initiative. I've seen him every day stepping out of his home, stepping out of his comfort, while we were all wearing masks, sanitizing our hands, sanitizing every possible thing that we could. This was the man, along with his team of Gold Rush, was single-handedly working day and night so that people get basic food. And I must tell you, and I'm honestly very, very privileged that today, by the medium of entertaining you through this food, I could actually contribute towards this society. So, as I mentioned, the World Hunger Warriors, right? WHW, World Hunger Warriors. What do we do? Okay, so World Hunger Warriors basically has already fed over 500,000 people, 500,000 people. So it has already fed 500,000 people in the past 2 months, and we aim to feed another millions of people in the months to come. And for this, we need your help. Really need your help. How you can make a difference is just by simply clicking on the link below and support for the cause. There's a link, just click onto that. If you like my masterclass, this is actually the biggest appreciation that you could give me, and that's the only request I want. I want to see smile on everyone's face. We together as Indians, we together as human beings have to make a difference. This is a fight that we all have to do together. This is actually like a situation where you have to forget everything. Of course, you have to take your precaution. You have to make sure that you yourself are fit first, then you go for that step. But we all have to come together and support this cause, and this is what I'm doing today. I'm doing my bit and trying to show you a recipe which is actually one of my favorite recipes. So when I talk about this favorite recipe, usually people ask, Chef, what's your favorite cuisine? What's your favorite recipe actually? So, I've always wondered, like, being a chef, is there something favorite? Do you think I like butter chicken, or probably I like pizza, or I like maybe, a paella, or maybe some Asian bowls, or something? No. This is something which I've actually learned from my mentor, Sanjeev Kapoor. He taught me one thing. He said, Akshay, jaisa desh vaisa bhesh, which actually means wherever you go, whichever country you travel to, that local cuisine has to be your favorite cuisine. Initially it was difficult, but then I actually, kind of had a habit of this, that wherever I go, whichever country I go, forget about country, whichever state in India I go, I follow that particular cuisine and I enjoy eating that. So there's nothing called favorite for me. I like food. I love food. Forget about liking. I love food. Okay, and that's what I expect from all of you also. And today's recipe is also a very, very interesting recipe. Something which is really very close to my heart. Something which I can eat for breakfast, lunch, supper and a dinner. Something which I can eat all 365 days of the year. Something which people are really scared of making at home. Why? Because it looks so difficult that it's going to be very, very difficult. But it's going to be very, very simple. Trust me guys, this is Chef Akshay Nayyar with all of you on behalf of World on a Plate, and we are here for a cause for the World Food Warriors. So let's begin today's masterclass, and I'm going to teach you the Himalayan chicken dim sums, जिसको हम मोमोज भी बोलते हैं, बट हिमालयन स्टाइल में. सो अब आप कहेंगे कि मोमोज तो बहुत बनाए हमने और देखे भी हैं और खाए भी हैं, लेकिन आज के मोमोज में ऐसा क्या स्पेशल होने वाला है? सो द स्पेशल इज हाउ टू मेक momos juicier, how to make momo skin perfect, how to make the dim sums taste perfect, what is the steaming temperature, and what goes inside the secret recipe. Alright, so let's begin today's masterclass. Himalayan chicken dim sums. What we have here, come let's show you. So we have the first thing here, of course, minced chicken. So what I've done is I've taken 40% leg and 60% leg and 40% of chicken breast, and then minced it twice. It gives actually a nice taste, a nice texture to the dim sums. They're going to be juicier because breast meat is actually nice and creamy, whereas the thigh is actually quite juicy. And here I have some finely minced garlic, some red onion which is again finely chopped, then some fresh black pepper, then I have some coriander leaves which are finely chopped. I have fresh salt. This is the grain salt, and then I'm going to use this crusher to have the fine, nice, fresh salt. Then in this little one over here, I have some soy. Have a look. So a little bit of light soya. Okay. In case you don't have light soya, then use dark soya. Then of course I have some spinach. The spinach is actually a game changer here. Why? I'll just tell you in a while. Then these three ingredients which you see over here, chili flakes, sugar and vinegar. So vinegar, chili flakes and sugar. Simple. These three things are actually for the sauce or for the top. And then over here we have some more things for you. Of course, we need a steamer. If you don't have a steamer at home, then what do? Take a deep vessel, put hot water, or actually put regular water and heat it. Then put a rice strainer on top, just the way you see this net, just the way you see down there. Put a rice strainer which fits on top of the vessel, and then cover it with a steel plate, just regular steel plate or a lid. If you have a glass lid at home, you would actually see steam coming out of that rice strainer, and you can use that for steaming your things. That's the way actually I do at home, because at home I don't have this fancy one, no. And then we have got to make my life easier, I have a tabletop dough mixing machine. So if you don't have this, you have to of course wrestle with your dough and show your muscle power and need a nice and strong hard dough. Here's some dough which is already needed. Why? Because this dough which we are gonna make, which we're gonna need, actually needs about 2 hours of resting. So I need hard dough which is rested already for 2 hours. So that's why it's there. But I'm gonna show you how to make the dough. Here's some all-purpose flour. Then I've got this lovely oil and water at room temperature. Don't forget, water at room temperature. Okay, so here we have all of these things. Let me just show you. Okay, just a quick revision for all of you, that what all things I'm using. Alright, so before I actually move on to the recipe and I tell you the loopholes of this beautiful chicken dim sums, let me ask you something. Should I ask? Alright. Basically, you have to tell me, is dumpling a dim sum or dim sum a dumpling? There's a very common phrase also कि पहले अंडा आया या पहले मुर्गी आई. So it's a similar kind of a question. Google it if you want. I know you will Google it, so no problem. But I need an answer. So, and where does Momo fall in all of this? Okay, so write your answer in comments. And meanwhile, I switch on the camera and I get on to my kitchen. Step one. What is step one? Step one is making the filling. So we have this minced chicken, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually break it down nicely. Wow, this is fresh mince. You can see how fine it is. It actually has to be a little coarse, not like a paste. Otherwise, it will not taste nice. And this is a basic point that actually makes your dim sum nice and juicy. So make sure that the mince is not too fine. So one time or maximum twice is what you need to mince. And if you don't have a mincer at home, of course, use knife, like this, and cut it with the knife. So you'll have these small mince kind of a chicken cubes. So in this, I'm gonna add this garlic. So here's some garlic. This garlic is actually gonna add a lot of flavor to this filling. Then in this, some onions. So actually, if you have about let's say a big cup of chicken, then you need a small onion, medium-sized onion, and then approximately, let's say, 6 to 7 cloves of garlic, which are finely chopped, and then just start mixing. To add freshness, I have these coriander leaves. Okay, so here goes coriander leaves. This is actually going to be the perfuming agent of these Himalayan dim sums. And what if you are vegetarian? Yes, I know a lot of you are thinking कि यार हम तो vegetarian हैं, हम तो chicken देख के ही हम non-vegetarian हो जाते हैं. So for vegetarian, the best solution is not paneer for this recipe. Why? Because if you make this with paneer, it's going to be very flat kind of dim sums. You can actually put soya in this, so soya chunks, just finely chop them after soaking. You can use that instead of chicken. And instead, if you don't have soya chunks or you don't like soya, then you can use a combination of vegetables. So use carrot, cabbage, corn, mushrooms, whatever vegetable you like, zucchini, and then just make a nice filling, and remaining flavoring agents can be same. Alright, so mix it nicely. Then in this I'm gonna add a bit of mayo. Why mayo? Because this is gonna make these dim sums so juicy that you will need a tissue paper while you're eating. I promise you. So about 2 spoons of mayo. Mix it nicely, and then let's add some black pepper to this. So here's a bit of black pepper. Actually there's no spice in this, so a little extra will also go. And then a bit of soya. This soya is gonna give these dumplings a nice and umami flavor. So about half a teaspoon of soya. Okay. Next step is, of course, you need salt. So here's some salt coming in. Let me just grind a bit. Okay, so just remember that soya is already salty. I'm repeating myself. Now we need spinach leaves. So just take some spinach leaves, and then what we have to do is just chop them up. And why, I'll tell you now. So let's take some spinach, fold it and remove the stem. Of course we don't need the stem. And first you have to actually shred it. So shred it nicely, and then once it's shredded, take them all together like this, and then just kind of roughly chop it. So fresh spinach leaves, try and select medium size, not too large, because they are full of flavors. So why spinach? Why? Because first, spinach is a great source of nutrition, and secondly, when you heat leaves, they actually leave some moisture, and this moisture is actually gonna add the juiciness to this dim sum. So there's some dim sum juice, there's some juice from this chicken mince, the mayo that we added, the thigh that we're using, and then finally the spinach. So these are all the tricks for this recipe. Back to work. I have picked up these spinach leaves, and I'm just adding it to my mixture. There you go. And let's just mix it well. Nicely, just mix it well. Look at this. So just make sure that everything is uniformly mixed, because you have to make sure that no part is dry or a bit high on salt, or a bit high on soya. So just mix it nicely. That's it. So first task is done. The most important one, to make the filling. Okay, so let's get on to step 2. And what's step 2? Step 2 is kneading the dough. So let's go towards the dough mixer. Here it is. First of all, what we have here is this dough mixer, and I've got some all-purpose flour here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the flour. Here it is, and then I open my dough mixer. Actually I need to open this first. So here it is. It's open. So here's some flour. So I'm needing about 300 grams of flour, which is good for about 10 to 12 dim sums. So here it goes. This is all-purpose flour. and then in this, so a bit of salt. Perfect. And then we're gonna add some oil. Why? Because for the richness, for the moistness of the dough. So I'm gonna add some oil, just a bit. Could be about 2 teaspoons. That's it. And then finally we're gonna add water. Here goes the first batch. So about 200 ml of water, and you have to add this slowly, not in one go. So here goes the first batch. I've added about 150 ml. This goes down and start on a slow speed. We want the dough to be nice and hard, so you will have to do it very, very patiently. And while you're doing this, in the dough mixer, what you have to do is just keep scraping the sides so that it all gets together before it's a uniform dough. So then again start it. But trust me guys, this is of great use at home. If you can buy this, or if you have it already, then put this to use, because a lot of people use this as a showpiece. Look at that. How nicely it is kneading the dough. And especially when you want a hard dough, you need this. Or you have to, be very, very powerful. So at this stage, I'm going to add a bit of water. And then again, let's scrape the sides. So when you're doing something like a pasta dough or anything that needs this kind of a machine, you can actually do it with your hands also. Of course, wash your hands, because that's very, very important. You should wash your hands, ideally, if you're working, every 15 minutes. If not, then 30 minutes, okay? I'll give you some discount, but wash your hands nicely for 20 seconds. From the front, back side, between the fingers, around your wrist, along the nails. Just make sure you wash your hands nicely and then touch the dough. So let's start. You see, this all is getting together now. So that's actually the start of the dough. And when you see this, just pick up the machine once, bring the dough to the center, and then punch it back with the gear. We see a hard ball forming, and after a while this dough would actually look something like this. So keep kneading, and then you need to rest this for 2 hours, because you need the gluten to be formed and it should not be stretchy. Alright, so you see this kind of elasticity in the dough, so it has to be hard, not too elastic, and then this is the final dough after resting. So here we have the final dough after resting. Let me just pick it for you and show you. So that's the kind of dough we need. Look at this, okay? It's not soft, it's not hard, it's perfect. And then from this I will first divide the dough. Okay, so just divide the dough into 4 parts. Take the first one where we have this, and then simply step 1 is actually to just make long things like this from your dough. Yeah, perfect. And then once you have this kind of a cylindrical dough, you need to divide this dough into the shapes like a circle, because you're going to roll this into the skin of dim sum. So that's the size we have. So you can have actually quite perfect shapes, almost even size of round skins for dim sum. And so that they don't get dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to moisten some tissue and this kitchen towel, whatever you have, and then just simply cover them, because you want them not to dry. So like this. Alright, and while this all is happening, let's switch on our steamer also, because that's also going to take time. So here I am, the steamer is on. I'm going to put some water in the steamer. So here's my steamer. This is an electric steamer, so basically just I'm putting some water here. That's it. And then I'm going to put my tray here. And while you're working, keep cleaning. Anything that goes wrong, keep cleaning, okay? Because cleaning is very, very essential. Not because it's Corona time, otherwise also it's very important. So let's put this on side. Okay, let's get back to work. Here, so we have these tiny little dough balls which I'm going to roll. All you need is a bit of flour. So just dust a bit of flour, the refined flour that we have, and then take your rolling pin. First, flatten this, okay? The moment you flatten it, it automatically forms a roundel. So that's step 1. And then just roll it just the way you do for chapatis. One trick is that you want the dough to be these skins to be thick from the center and thin from the side. So I'm going to work more on the sides and less on the center, because that's the base for the dim sum, and that is something which will hold the filling. So just make sure that the base is nice and sturdy, while the sides are not chewy and they're not too thick, just like this. So like this, we need to form about 5 today for you. So let's take the next one. Here it is. The next one is here. Similar step, keep repeating. Actually, you can make these skins with more kinds of flours also, but they're a bit too difficult to work in stage 1. But I promise you, my next master class, I'm going to teach you how to work with different kind of flours. Imagine dim sums that you see, the crystal dim sums, the one which are made from the potato starch, or the one which is made from the lotus flour. So I'm going to teach you in my next master class, promise. For today, you need to settle with this all-purpose flour dim sums. So here's the second step. Center a little bit thick, a bit thicker, and work more on the sides. Like that. And try and not to make the map of world. Try and make some round skins like this, and then just keep keeping them on top of each other because there's some flour, they won't stick. So like this, let's pick some more, bit more flour, press it like this, and then let's again repeat the same thing. Working towards the side. Here's the fourth one, and then the final one, the fifth one, it comes here like this. Make sure that the flour is not too much because otherwise these skins would tend to dry. So you need nice and soft skins. So flour is just that they don't stick to your board or they don't stick within themselves. And we're done. We have 5. We've got 5 skins here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 for you, 3 for me, okay? Alright, let's give you all 5. Now, next step, very, very important. Watch this very, very carefully. Next step is the most important step, which people don't understand at times. I mean, I'm going to show you very slowly. First step is to make a basic shape, okay? The most basic shape, which even your mom can make. Take this chapati, the skin of dim sum, and hold it like this. Okay, simple. You have to make a kind of a taco shell, you know, like a taco shell. This one's coming down. Okay, hey, stay here. Now it's listening to me. So again, okay, so kind of a taco shell like this, and then within this taco shell, I'm gonna fill the filling. Let me bring the filling. Okay, here we have the filling now. So let's take the filling, and this is the filling. This filling goes right in the center, okay, just like this. This is the most basic shape I am teaching you, okay. There's a pasta also like this, which is called capelliti. So this is actually kind of an Italian shape, you would say. Give it a semicircular half moon shape and seal all the edges. This is the first kind of shape, okay. And now you would say, Chef, ये तो गुजिया लग रही है. You know, this looks like the sweet dish that we have during Holi festival. Gujia. Now watch this. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. This goes here, and it's joined. Look at this beauty. Nice. Looks like a cap. Capelliti. This is the basic shape of dim sum that you can do at home. So here goes the first one, okay? Let's try some more. Second one. So again, hold it like taco. This one's a little obedient. Yeah, it's not falling apart. So again, the filling goes here in the center, right? And then start to work in a similar way, just the way we did before, like this. You need to form that semicircular shape, the half moon shape again. And then what we would do is, we would start giving wrinkles here, just to make it look a little prettier. So that's the second kind of a basic shape that you can do at home. Alright, so time for the third one. Again, take it the way we were taking before, like a taco. And then let's take some filling. I'm bringing the filling to you, don't worry. Here it is. Nice, look at this. Be generous, but at the same time, don't put so much that your dim sum, cannot be rolled. It should be easily foldable. So step 1 is to actually give a pinch here and then bring it towards the center. Then take the skin on the left join the skin on the right, and like this we begin to work towards the end. Then so again left pinch, then right pinch, then left pinch, then right pinch, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, and then in the end just pinch it nicely. Look at this beautiful, nice braid kind of a, you know, dim sum. So let's do more. Now let's do the fourth one. Fourth one again, very simple. Just keep your eyes here. Take the filling in the center. And this time you don't have to hold it like a taco. Hold it like, you know, this, like this. Okay? Start from here. Give the first pinch, the first fold, and now keep working towards up, like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. Keep working towards the top, and you would get something like a rose here. Look at this. Okay, so this is the one, the most common one. Let's do one more, the final one. So here's the final one. Which one was my favorite out of these? Let's do the rose one again, the round one. So here is my filling again, and then I'll start working from one side and go all the way up, you know, like this. Keep going up. And then just join the ends. So you get a perfect, nice folded roll. Okay, so here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 4 different shapes, 5 dim sums. The steamer is almost ready. It should be nice. Like this, look at this. High steam is what is required for dim sums. So just make sure that the temperature is good enough to steam these. So let's start. Be very careful when you're putting inside these dim sums. So you can use a tongue if you're scared too much in kitchen. The second one. Here goes the third one. Cap one, you know, the cap one is there. Just make sure that there's enough space between the dumplings, because they're gonna swell, they're gonna become almost 1.5 times their original size. And here's the fifth one, and then let's just cover it, and this is gonna be here in the steamer for about 7 minutes. Okay, so let's pick them one by one. Here's the first one. And I have this nice dark plate here. The second one. Wow, it looks nice. Okay, so now let's actually pick up my favorite one, the capability one. Here it is. Yeah. Here it goes. Perfect. Then the fourth one, and finally the fifth one. So next, look at them. You know, all of them actually look so beautiful, so symmetric. The skin is thin, they're nice and firm. The dim sum looks beautiful. And to add more beauty, let's add the sauce on top. This is gonna make them taste so delicious. Like this, you know, just the raw way. Yeah. And actually just throw in some sauce on your plate also. Yeah, that's perfect. So, alright, so this is the plate of dim sums you all have been craving for, and I showed you 4 shapes, 5 pieces, 3 are for you, 2 are for me, and a nice moist bathing in the sauce, the citric sauce that we made. Tastes so delicious, I'm sure, and but actually smells so nice, so I can't wait. Let me try one. Nice. You know what? Just come close. Look at this. You know, the chicken is nice and grainy. It's juicy inside, you know. It's not dry. And the spinach makes it taste so good. Okay. Let me keep this aside for you. And now, time for some quick session. This was my recipe of the Himalayan chicken dim sum with some spinach and nice and juicy ones. The momos, the so-called momos, the Tibetan ones, the Himalayan momos is what I got today. And don't forget the cause for which I did this masterclass with you, which is the World Hunger Warriors. We all need to contribute towards this cause and help communities. And now it's time for some quick questions and answers. Of course, you will ask me questions and I'm going to give you answers. Maybe there's some questions which actually you can also answer. So shoot in your questions now and I'll try and answer as many as I can. Ask me anything.
एक कदम आगे फिर 2 कदम पीछे.
हेल्थ और टेस्ट की लड़ाई में अब आप रहिए 2 कदम आगे विद फिलिप्स एयर फ्रायर. इसकी ट्विन टर्बो स्टार टेक्नोलॉजी cooks with up to 90% less fat. There's always a way to make life better. Innovation and you. Philips.